Hello, Jay Dustin.
Hello, Sam. It's been a while.
Have you got anything that you'd like to add? Like to say,
Yeah,
like to ask? Jay?
yeah. Do you
The
know who I
real
am?
Jay
Yes.
Dustin? Oh,
Shalom.
it's
How's it? How are
Sacramento
you?
again.
Yes.
It's 2 Liter J Sacramento Jay Dustin, 54th.
How's it going?
I was just checking. I mean, now I know that it's the evil troll. Just get rid of you. No, you need to
Definitely not evil
bow and
troll.
obey and not message me through the duration. I,
What if I want
I
to bow
believe
and
you
obey?
are.
Would you accept me?
Okay?
If I do bow and obey, would you accept me though?
Then get it done. You know, there's the gospel there. You don't need to email to obey Christ, bro. You don't need to obey me. I mean, you don't need to email me to obey me. You understand? You don't need to email Jesus to obey his word in the gospel. Likewise, to obey me. You don't to obey me. You don't need to spoil my live streams. Email me. You're in exactly. Oh no, you're not. James Lieberman, I don't believe is a troll, but you're in the same position. Not exactly the same boat, the same, but cave gatekeeper.
2 hours later. Three days later. 2,000 years later.
Right. Well, if you're not going to speak, then I'll just continue. So basically, governments and numbers where so many people in a nation have to
I wanted
acknowledge
to
it.
make this video here, leaving you with a quick message for those who follow the Sacramental Truth movement here. Thank
That
you
was
for
the
listening.
video.
Most recently, me, Samuel Owens of CONCAVERS Christians, recently received from my psychosis. I've been under revelation.
Shout out LOP. He's the real.
Mm, fake Paulinist trolls, flat earther. Blow.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Now, I was gonna say on this stream that I just clipped right here that I just want to get it across. LOP, he cut me off, but I was gonna say LOP is a real ass nigga. Now, see, it's delusions that play in the aspects of everybody's minds that if you suffer from mental illness, I personally believe this. I don't know if this is from an educational standpoint, but if you suffer from any kind of form of schizophrenia or anything in that, that kind of mind frame or status, I personally believe you are more able to succumb to a psychosis that easily you can be built up on mentally. You'll start seeing people online, a lot of people online will use like Chris Chan for an example. Now, this may be a good tie-in to my video that I did, how you can put yourself in a psychosis willingly, and I think it was titled MK Ultra. I think it was uploaded like a year ago, just about a couple, like 11, 12 months ago. I still had my hair long during that, but with that though, you can legitimately succumb to psychosis, regardless, even if you don't suffer from any kind of mental illness. Now, with this gentleman that we've just witnessed right here, I really don't know what his ordeal is, except from the split bit of info that he reveals in his streams. But if you're able to perceive yourself as Jesus in this great Edomite king that comes out of England to rule on the holy hill, then there's something wrong there. But due to probably some circumstances, this is an issue that is going to go undiagnosed and unresponded to, due to I really don't know. It's just I wanted to put this little input in towards this end of this video to make it somewhat educational and not like trollish in nature. But as I said, LOP is a true soldier. He's definitely a real soldier. He's a real ass nigga, as I would put it like that. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would have let me finish that, but from what was witnessed, I think that's all that needed to be shown. But yeah, no, it's just you can legitimately succumb to yourself psychosis. Like if I wanted to, I'm going to link down the video that I'm talking about, but it goes probably more in depth to what I'm saying. But what's interesting is you can do any kind of psychosis on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, but as I mentioned, we'll use Chris Chan, or I think I mentioned Chris Chan, but we'll use Chris Chan as an example. Here is somebody that is a high-functioning autistic, but due to being trolled a lot, and already delusions of grandeur that he had about himself and high opinions on himself, he started believing that what is it? Something called the dimensional merge, where fictional characters and stuff and cartoon characters reside in an alternative dimension in this physical world that I'm talking to you in. And Chris Chan, who lives in Virginia, in the cartoon world, are going to have some kind of dimensional merge, and both of those realities are gonna both become one. And all of that comes from I'd probably say untreated mental illness, and a lot of trolls, and a lot of I don't know, deep thought, probably. Definitely deep thought if you think about something like that all the time. But then years later down the line, when he was arrested for committing incest with his mother, he went to prison. And in there, he had no contact with the trolls other than a few letters that he would send out and people would send him. But he was probably receiving a lot of mail, and a lot of it he probably never got. Just, that's how famous that guy is. If you want to look him up on YouTube, there's a 80-part documentary on him called Chris Chan something documentary. Just look up Chris Chan documentary, CHRIS space Chan, like a Chinese word, CHAN documentary, and then you'll get like the mindset that I'm thinking of right now. But as he was in prison, definitely a lot of thought had to go into that, and now he thinks he's Jesus. So that's where what I'm getting at is that you could put yourself in a psychosis. I definitely can. I think I've almost went into a few of them, but I've am self-aware, you know what I'm saying? So I pulled myself out of those. But with people who suffer from mental illness, I don't think they have the capability mentally to do that. Now, necessarily with that though, it's scary when you live with people like that. I have, not lived with anybody like that, but as like Sam has mentioned, he had a wife, think about that, and a son and parents and brothers and sisters, but now he just lives alone and streams all day. So you'd have to grasp the circumstances of the situation at hand. And that's not none of my business, so I'm not going to push any forward with that, but I don't know. It's just it's crazy out here. So I just wanted to leave this little input right here to make this somewhat educational. So it's crazy. Anyway, stay tuned for I got some good clips out of this, so I'm gonna start editing the rest of parts of my Sub-Delusional Mystic series. If you don't know what that is, check out a playlist I have called 5 Degrees of Binding, and you understand what it is. Just like a bunch of edit. I think they're pretty good. Yeah, LOP is a real ass nigga. Catch y'all later.
You're just saying it's neither, and you just don't have the power, and we don't have to do either. You're just going to fucking perish.